Okay, happy Monday to everybody. This is your morning faux James Richardson light, if you like. If you don't remember, James Richardson sitting normally on a Saturday morning with his little cappuccino in Italy and doing a Revista of everything that was going on. That's what we're trying to knock off here. I've spent the weekend in Madrid co-commentating on 4 games so far, with one to come tonight when Athletic are at home to Rayo. There are headlines everywhere and everybody's attention is normally focused in on Madrid, Barcelona, Atleti. But I'm going to give them thumbnail sketches today, and for a good reason. Oviedo back in the top division for the first time in nearly a quarter of a century, having been rescued by their fans, by former players, by 100,000 given to them by Real Madrid, which was then given back as shares. They lent them the money. That was 2012. They kept the club alive. Oviedo eventually came up under Paunovic. Santi Cazorla, aged 40, came on last week against Villarreal, came on Sunday night against Madrid. And Oviedo gave a decent rendition of themselves until a combination of Mbappe and Vinicius tore them apart. 3-0 win for Los Blancos. And Barcelona, facing another promoted side, Levante, were given a real lesson in how slack they've been this season, how open they are at the back, how many mistakes they're making, and when they were 2-0 down, second goal coming from El Comandante, 38 years old. There's a theme emerging here, no? It could have been 3, very easily could have been 3, until there was a fight back, a change of personnel at halftime, a wonder goal from Pedri, and then eventually a late chip cross on the run with no backlift from Lamine Yamal, who had a poor game. Really honestly, one of the first poor games I can ever remember him giving in Barcelona colours, and yet his beautiful ball into the middle caused an own goal and a 3-2 win for Barcelona. I co-commentated on Atleti against Elche, and of the promoted sides, maybe they were even the best. Levante thrilling 2-0 up on the champions, could have been 3-0 up, fine, didn't hold on, ended up tired, ended up defeated. Elche were exceptionally good, exceptionally organised and confident at the Metropolitano. Atleti jeered off at half-time, jeered off at full-time. A horrible sight with Simeone waving to his players. And you know Cholo Simeone, normally when the final whistle goes, he's running off down the tunnel like a hare, win, lose or draw. This occasion he stayed out long enough to wave his players and come right in, get off the pitch, because they were being booed and jeered. Now, that's not the way you treat the Atleti fans, who are loyal and passionate and noisy. Let's forget the ultras, racist scum that they are, Frente Atleti. Let's think about the normal Atleti fan, exceptionally loyal and noisy. Cholo Simeone, the footballer, wouldn't have run away from a booing or a jeering, and it's another marker of his decline that he was going, run lads, hide, they're booing you. The players ignored him, went to say sorry and thank you. It was only a 1-1 draw. Affengruber, the Austrian central defender, for my money, easily man of the match. One of the goals of the weekend scored in creation by Hansko. The central defender brought from Feyenoord into Sorloth, who scored beautifully. But something's wrong at Atleti, something we'll come back to. I'm going to push the other games aside and focus on one big subject today. So bear with me. I believe you find detail interesting. Girona 2 seasons ago gave a season to be stunned by, to be proud of. They were joyous to watch. They were intelligent strategically. They were packed full of players who'd been brought in and made into more than they had been previously. The whole was greater than the sum of the parts. And Michel was not just in vogue, he demonstrated what a good coach he was. The last time he was in as much trouble as he is now was a couple of seasons before that, when sitting in the bottom 3 of the second division, the City Group intervened and said, we've been studying, we've been running the numbers, everything's fine, don't change anything, this will pass, we believe in you. They were right, he took the team up the division, he got them promoted, they stayed up. The following season they were marvellous. Last season the club did him badly, sold the wrong players, cashed in when there was huge Champions League money coming their way, didn't replace well enough. And this season it's been disastrous. And that's not too strong a word after 2 games. Torn apart at home by Rayo on day 1. 5-0 was the defeat at the Ceramica against Villarreal. And I took a transcription and translated, well, I'm reading from the Spanish right now, what Michel, the coach, said. And I want you to listen closely to the words. Put it on double speed if you want, but this stuff is astonishing. Michel said, the word which applies to the situation right now is pure disappointment. We aren't a team right now. Before the game I said I wasn't preoccupied by the market, but today I've seen that the team wasn't centred in the game. We didn't compete in one single moment of this match. It's really tough to digest the sensation of not being a team. I want to say sorry to the support because everybody saw we didn't compete here. It's really tough getting over a situation like this. In fact, both of our first 2 matches. The image we gave was terrible. When you don't compete 100% against a top side like Villarreal, they will walk all over you, and that's what happened. We should be playing for respect from the fans and our own self-pride, but we didn't do our job. To make a team, you have to want to be a team, and I think we've got to begin to want that. This game gave me no sensation we wanted to be a team. Villarreal were totally comfortable against us. We didn't seem to be in the game. I have to say sorry to the fans, and I want my players to think about themselves and find their passion and find their self-respect. There are so many names circulating about the market, and I see us not centred in our work. It seems like everybody's waiting until the market closes to see where we are. I'm brutally disappointed. There's so much noise and so little focus. If you're waiting for other things to happen, negative things will come to you because you have to be 100% in your work day to day. And things are bad here. We're not a team. We started the league thinking about, well, how will the squad be at the end of the market? And that's what hurts me most. If there's noise outside, it can't condition how we are, but it is. It's obvious that the fans are really preoccupied by the image my team is giving. The doubts that are coming to us from outside is because we're not centred in our work. I think this is the responsibility of everybody and of the club también as well. If the club is giving players the chance to speak to other clubs and opening the door, and that's just not one player but 6 or 7, then the team's not centred. I'm brutally disappointed, and that's the reality. I believe in projects, and every season is a project, but I don't think if the rest of the club have begun this project this season. I don't know if the club doesn't think these 9 points which are available before the market closes and the international break are important, but I do. Me and my staff, we have begun from 0, but I don't think that that's what everybody else around the club are doing either. I haven't liked anything that I've seen, and this is the worst moment of my career as a coach. I need a team to work, a team with soul and passion and knows what it wants. That's the responsibility of the club because they haven't been given a clear message. The market's closed in a week, and I feel that the team should be formed before the market closes. There's been too little focus on what's in front of us, which is a difficult competition. If you gift goals away, your head is full of instability. When the market closes, we'll all have to look at each other and look at what we've constructed and recognise that things have been done too late. If players don't want to come here, I don't want them. I only want footballers here who are proud to wear the shirt of Girona. In the halftime break, I told my players I was disappointed by them. It's my responsibility, but I always look to give 100%, and I told them that I didn't see that represented in them and what they were doing. Hard, sore words, but we're not a team, and that hurts so much. They gave off the impression to me they were dead out there on the pitch and they were impotent. I have never expected to feel like this in my life. When a coach speaks like that, I think for all of us, chroniclers, analysts, fans, we should be grateful that honesty is the key word. For the employers, they've got a tough decision coming up really soon, and not because he's been critical of them. They have to look at themselves, the City Group, and his management structure, Del Figelli and Carcel, the director of football, who are in Girona. So between that management structure at Girona and the City Group, they have to look and say, is he right? Are we at fault? And therefore, do we maintain him? Or is this a coach who's lost faith in himself, lost faith in the project, and there's mutual loss of faith between him and the squad. These are really hard decisions, and as I said, the last time that level of choice making was placed upon the City group, they were 100% clear, they were quick, and they were strong in their message to Michel. Carry on regardless. This time, I'm not so sure, and I don't want to lose a wonderful communicator and a wonderful coach like Michel, because things around him, whether the players' agents, the director of football, or perhaps the money men right at the top, haven't done well by him. But for my taste, it was the most dramatic game and the most dramatic post-match reaction of week 2 in La Liga. Thanks for being there. Stay tuned, don't you?